Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStamping.net, and today we're going to make this card. I'll show you how it opens up. So you're going to pull it, and it opens up like that. Don't you love it? And it closes up like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 5.5 by 11. And I'm going to use the Stampin' trimmer here for my scoring. And we're going to score this at 2.5, 4, 7, and 8.5. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and fold our score lines. So what you should end up with is a gatefold card, just like that. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and grab the Big Shot. Okay, so we have our Big Shot, and we're going to take our folded card, just like this. We're going to lay it onto the platform, and then we're going to grab the Window Frame Framelits collection. These are what the window frame collections look like, but I'm going to be using the 3, 4, 5, and 6 size in this collection, okay, and I already have them out. So this is the largest one, the number 6, and what we're going to do is we're just going to close up our folded card, and we're going to place the largest frame. I'm going to place mine this way and center that. And you want to hold that down, because if you let that go, the flaps are going to open up and it's going to ruin the positioning of your framelit. So just kind of wiggle your fingers around to make sure that that stays in place. Okay, and then run that through the Big Shot. And it's going to be a little tight because it's cutting through multiple layers of the cardstock. Okay, so then this is what it looks like when it comes out. Just like this. Super cute. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and cut more layers to this card. Let me give you all those pieces that we're going to do. Okay, so now we're going to cut a piece of Whisper White and a piece of the crumb cake with the next size down from the largest. Let me show you here. This is the largest, so this would be the next size down. We're going to cut one with Whisper White, and then one with crumb cake. Okay, so then we're going to go back to the largest one right here. We're going to cut one with the Whisper White. Okay, and then the next size down, we're going to use the Something Borrowed designer paper. The next size down, let me show you the sizes here. So we have the largest, and then the next size, which would be the third one down. I'm going to cut that out. And then one more. There's a lot of cutting. I'm going to take the next size down, which is the smallest of the sizes that we're using, but not the smallest in the collection. Remember, we didn't use these 2 sizes. So we're just going to cut a piece of Whisper White. Okay, I think that's all the cutting for the framelit. So let's move the Big Shot. Okay, so here are the layers to this card. So now we're going to take the, not the largest one yet, we're going to use the next size down in the Whisper White, and we're going to attach it to the right hand side. So make sure your window framelit is layering correctly onto the base. So this is the right way, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over and just do 1/2 of the side with the adhesive. And we're going to adhere this down in the center. And this is basically covering, when you open up this card, it's hiding this score line, and you can stamp on that. Okay, so now here comes the trick to adding this layer And I'm going to use, you could use two-way glue, and you can use the multi-purpose liquid glue, and I think I'm going to use that on this one right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to close your card and see exactly right where this layer is that we just attached, and you're just going to put a small border of glue around that. Okay, and then you're going to take your largest Whisper White piece, and then you're going to close your card, and then you're going to center this onto the whole front of the card, because you want that covered up. Okay, hopefully that looks good. Okay, so just hold that for a couple minutes till it dries. And it's very forgiving, so you can still move it if you have to. So we're just going to set that aside to dry. Make sure it still opens the way we want it to. Yes. Okay, because see, this is going to tuck right in the back of the largest window frame. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and set that aside to let that dry for a minute. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and sponge. We're going to use the Crumb Cake Classic Ink, and we're going to sponge all three pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, all right, we're just going to go ahead and keep their ink out because we're going to do some stamping. And I already went ahead and stamped, let me get that layer here. I went ahead already and stamped the Mr. and Mrs. And we're going to use the stamp set called For the New To, and it's in the Occasions catalog. And it's right here. We're actually using quite a few of the images in the stamp set. So we're using the Mr. and Mrs. for the front. Let me show you that. So here's the Mr. and Mrs. And then you open it up. And then on the inside, wishing you both a very special day. And then congratulations to the bride and groom. And then also the little bouquet of flowers here. So we're going to use all those images, and they're all in this stamp set. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and build our layer for the front. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and put this on the front of the card. Now you're going to want to make sure you know how you're opening the card, which mine is opening this way. So you make sure your points are lining up, just like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this right on the front with the dimensional. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp. So I have all the stamps on our blocks right here. Whoops. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to stamp the little bouquet. I'm going to do the inside. Fold the card. Okay, so we're going to stamp a little off to the side, and then also on the front. Let me make sure I did that on this one here. Yep. Okay, so we're just going to stamp here, just like that. Isn't it pretty? All right, so then it says, this one says, congratulations to the bride and groom. And I'm going to hopefully get this fit right in here. If not, I'm going to have to, maybe I'll stamp this one on the inside here. That's what I'll do. Okay. And then this one says, wishing you both a very special day. This one will just stamp out here. Okay. Such a cute card. Okay, so then for my flowers and my leaves on the card, I colored mine in with So Saffron and Old Olive, but I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and Old Olive. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add some Dazzling Diamonds. And this one I'm going to use the 2A glue pen. And I'm just going to basically touch the flowers and those little berries on the leaves. Let's add glitter to this before we do the front. Okay, so now for the front, I'm just going to go ahead and color in the flowers. And then on my finished card, I went ahead and took the glue pen and I just dragged it around the edge of the Something Borrowed designer paper, just to give it a glittered border. Never have too much sparkle, you know. Okay, so then there's your finished card. Now I stamped this one a little bit different, only because I positioned the flowers different on this one. I think I stamped the greeting first and then I stamped the flowers. But they're both the exact same style of cards. So you're just going to tuck this window frame inside the back of the front, and then the card closes like that. Don't you love it? Okay, so that's it. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye!